seconds or after that?
Like when you should grind it, when it's outside of that time range.
Okay.
So you can calibrate it into the correct time.
Okay. And once you adjust the grind, how many shots do you need to pull before you'll see that adjustment?
3 sets of 2.
Okay. And how many times do you run the automatic cleaning cycle in your system?
3 times a day to clean out. It sounded technical, but clean out the water.
Okay.
The pipe that runs the water.
Okay. And then, do you happen to know more of this first question here? Do you know when you run it? What 3 times?
When?
A day?
Yeah, it's before you open, after peak, and then after close.
Good job.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wow. When cleaning the steam on, is it okay to soak it in water to help the cleaning process?
No.
Right. And a clean on the hopper assembly should be cleaned and stored daily.
It's supposed to be emptied, taken off and emptied, and then you refill them and load them back on the thing in the morning.
And do you wash it?
Yeah, every night. There's 2 ways. You can hand wash it, but you can also put it in the dish machine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's it for me.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna make a grande blonde vanilla latte.
Blonde vanilla.
Blonde.
Okay.
Same thing, just pretend it's blonde. And you're gonna talk to me like you're teaching us.
Okay. All right. See if I have enough milk. So I'm making a blonde vanilla latte. Okay. I'm gonna aerate the milk. 1 to 3 seconds. I would love to if I knew how.
Okay. No pressure. If you'd like to.
Aerate for 1 to 3 seconds. Give me the shots, pump in the vanilla. Retro the shots. Clean the steam arms. Let the steam on down. Room in the milk. There you go. I know, yeah. A little bubbly. Trying to pour it down the side here. Trying to get rid of the bubbles from the espresso being so high up the nozzle. Yeah. There we go. Right.
Good.
There we go.
Nice.
More questions? Grande blonde vanilla latte.
The art looks like a reminiscence of a Monet right here, right? We might have a little Van Gogh.
Yeah. Expertly crafted. Yeah.
Excellent. And can you describe one for me, please?
Describing blonde, it's sweet and smooth, especially compared to the regular core espresso, signature espresso. Sweet enough that we put less syrup in it. It's a brand new espresso for starters. Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Okay, there's your cup. Here we go. Ready?
Nope.
Alright, when should you adjust the grind on just run at 18 to 23 seconds or after shot to produce outside of that range?
Wait, what was that question?
When should you adjust the grind on just run at 18 to 23 seconds or after shot to produce outside of the range?
Outside of the range.
Okay. Once you adjust the grind, how many shots do you need to pull before you will see the adjustment?
3 sets of 2.
Okay. And how many times do you run the automatic cleaning cycle in your system?
Thank you.
2 times.
And why?
So that it calibrates the machine.
Okay. And when cleaning the steam on, is it okay to soak in a water to help the cleaning process?
Ice.
Ice, okay. And then a clean on the hopper assembly should be cleaned and stored daily.
You extract the beans and then clean it and then
Okay. Awesome. Now Taylor's gonna take over
Hello, friend.
No, very
Sorry.
No, you are gonna make a grande blonde vanilla
Okay.
latte. Obviously it's not actually blonde, but we're treating it as it.
Done. Yep.
Okay, but you're gonna treat me like you're training me, like a new barista.
All right. Do the present. So first, we grab our milk. 2%. Always 2%. Sorry. Go to the grande line, which is second from the last. You're welcome. Put your milk. There's so many lines. Yeah. Then we put in our steam on. Go down. Aerate it for 2 to 3 seconds. Push it back. And then we go blonde. Get our syrup. Are we doing vanilla?
Vanilla, yeah.
Up. And get 3 pumps of vanilla. And then we wait. And then that's it.
I want to be extra, like ask questions, but I don't.
It's okay. I don't.
I'll let you teach me.
And then you tap, tap, swirl.
I could do this at the district level where they go intense.
No, she didn't have me any questions.
Really?
Wow. I was gonna.
There's so many bubbles. It works.
Like a palm.
It's like a peacock, kind of, or something.
That's very good.
I don't know what it is, actually. Yep, all right.
Well, thank you.
Well, there's that.
Thank you.
Huh?
My trainer.
All right.
Now hand off to Steven.
All right, Steven. I don't know what I made here.
Wow, look at that. Very, very nice. Looks so beautiful. I didn't even want to taste it to ruin it.
I know, all the bubbles.
Awesome. Can you do me a favor and describe blonde for me, please?
Blonde is a smooth flavor. But it is a lighter, more smooth texture to your palate.
Very cool. High five. Excellent job.
Thank you.
No, of this.
What?
Like monitor.
No, I'm sad I missed that.
All right, ready?
All right, yeah.
Ready, steady? Yeah! Yay!
I'll stop you. Okay.
All right, and I jumped out of it. You
Just leaned right into it.
When should you adjust the grind on the Mr. Net? 18 to 23 seconds or after the shot?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Say that again. I didn't catch the beginning of it.
when should you adjust the grind on the Mr. Net? At the 18 to 23 seconds or after it's outside of that?
If it's inside of it, then once it's outside of it, then you would adjust the machine.
Once you adjust the grind, how many shots do you need to pull before you'll see that adjustment?
3 sets of double shots, I think.
Okay, how many times do you run the automatic cleaning cycle on your Mr. Net and why?
Well, we do it here 3 times a day because that's when we do it. But in the manual, it says once a day at night. And why? Because it needs to be clean. I don't know. It doesn't say in the book.
Alright, when putting your steam on, is it okay to soak it in the water to help the cleaning process?
Well, it depends if the water is hot. Is it hot water?
Any water.
Yeah, as long as there's nothing in it.
Explain how the hopper assembly should be cleaned and stored daily.
Okay, so when you clean it, you're gonna lock it. Obviously, you'll take the lid off. You'll pull the hopper out. You'll empty the beans out. You'll clean it, and then at the end of the night, you put it back in and you leave it empty until the next morning.
Okay. Can you tell me how you clean it?
Oh yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll just tell you the way I do it. I take all the beans out and then I wash, rinse, and sanitize it, and then let it air dry and then put it back.
Woohoo!
Alright, hello. I'm
Hi.
a new barista and I want you to show me how to make a grande vanilla blonde latte.
Okay, I'm just gonna pretend that this is blonde.
Yes, but everything
Okay.
else should be made.
Hello,
But you're
new
too-
barista.
Yes, thank you. Hello.
So, in order to make a grande latte, we're gonna put some syrup in it. And just so you know, all of our grande beverages, except for Actually, all of our grande beverages, except for the blonde ones, are going to have 4 pumps. So since we're making a blonde latte, we're going to put 3 pumps of vanilla in there. So the first step is to get a dairy pitcher, since it's dairy milk. And all of our lattes, standard, are made with 2% milk. These lines are short, tall, grande, and venti. So since we're making a grande latte, we're going to fill it to just the one right below the top one.
Make that sound effect every time.
It depends on kind of, how the day is going. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull the lever down. You're going to put it at a 45-degree angle, put it a little, just about in here, pull the lever down, and you're going to wait for it to hear the paper tearing sound. Once you hear that, you're going to let it make that sound for 3 to 5 seconds, and then you're going to let it sit there. So that's what we're going to do right now. So you hear that sound, 2 seconds, and I'm going to put it there. So that's good. It's going to stop when it hits the right temperature. For this, what we're going to do is we're going to pull shots. For grande latte, we're going to pull 2 shots. So we're going to press the button first and... Okay, so we're going to let it rinse, and then we're going to hit 2 shots, and then pump our syrup, and then put it underneath. Good, good. Since it's a blonde latte, I'm going to put 3 pumps in here. And there you go. So now that our milk is done steaming, we're going to pull it off. We're going to sanitize the steam on. We're going to blow it out for 2 seconds. And then bang a little bit, get some of those bubbles out, if possible. Not too much banging, that's bad. All right. And we're gonna grab one of our spoons, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold the milk back like this, and when we get towards the top, we're gonna put a little bit of foam on it. All right. And there's a vanilla latte, blonde vanilla latte.
Thank you. I feel like I learned so much. Now we're gonna hand off to Stephen here.
Hi. Good. Okay, I need to bring it with me. I don't know the rules. All right, here's my latte. What am I doing? Just, oh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Here's your grande blonde vanilla latte. Don't burn yourself.
Excellent. And can you do me a favor and describe blonde for me?
So blonde is a little bit different from our signature espresso in that it has a little bit of a lighter and more kind of subtle. It actually has a little bit of sweetness in it, which is really interesting for coffee because usually it's bitter, more so bitter. But so it's a little bit stronger. The blonde beans have a little bit more caffeine in it, and yeah, it just kind of has more of a smooth and subtly sweet taste.
Awesome.
And I personally love it.
Thank you very much. High five.
How do you take it off?
Yeah.
I got it. I got the camera. It's not gonna fall.
District champion.
I don't like that.
Play it on a
Are you using the same cup?
You can or use one of those two.
Is someone sipping?
Taylor, will you handle these out?
So we're not in the way.
Ice water. I have 2 3 grande ice water. Would be the answer. Go ahead and use that one.
Ready, Kelly?
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you just some of the cleaning maintenance questions.
Okay.
All right. So when should you adjust the grind on the Mistrena? At 18 to 23 seconds, or after the shots are produced outside of that range?
After the shots are produced outside that range, so above or below.
Okay. And once you adjust the grind, how many shots do you need to pull before you'll see that adjustment?
Do 3 sets of 2 shots, and then the number after the last set is your new number.
Okay. And how many times do you run the automatic cleaning cycle on your Mistrena, and why?
Once in like the middle of the day, and then once at night.
Okay. And why would you do it that way?
Just so like when you clean it, it's not during the peak. So you clean it after, I guess after the peak, and then before it, because it's at night, because then it's next day.
All right. And when cleaning the steam one, is it okay to soak it in water to help with the cleaning process?
Yeah.
So I think you want nice.
And explain how the hopper assembly should be cleaned and stored daily.
I don't know the answer to that question. I'm just gonna
Take a guess.
just with no harsh chemicals.
Okay. Are you normally a closer?
Yeah.
So do you normally take it apart or anything at nighttime?
Oh well, like do you mean this
the
part?
hopper itself, yeah.
I'm not the one who usually cleans it when it gets
Okay.
cleaned.
All right. So you just want to pass on that?
Yeah, I'll just pass
Okay.
on that one. I'll just
Well, no problem. Thank you.
No worries.
Awesome.
Thank
Taylor.
you.
Hello, Kelly.
Hello, Taylor.
I am a new barista.
Okay.
And I want you to show me how to make a grande vanilla blonde latte. Blonde.
Blonde.
We're playing pretend here. Blonde latte. Grande vanilla blonde latte. It is hot. So
Okay.
I would like you to start. Go ahead.
So we're gonna get our 2% milk, because that is our standard. And we're going to pour it to the third line, which is the grande line.
All right, all this down.
We're gonna put the lid on so we don't spill milk. You don't want to spill milk. You're gonna put the steam wand in the milk. Pull the lever down. Aerate it for 1 to 3 seconds. And you're gonna put it there so it whirlpools. Then you're gonna cue up your blonde shots. And you're gonna put 3 pumps of vanilla because it's blonde. And you don't put an extra pump because blonde is subtly sweet.
Don't worry, that's not the question. It'll be in soup.
And you let her do her thing. Let her. So our milk is done. And you're gonna wipe off your steam wand for cleanliness purposes. Steamer. You're gonna give her a swirl and a tap to get rid of any air bubbles. Then you're gonna get your cup with the shots and you pour your milk in there. Lovely. Thank you.
Now you're going to pass on Steven here. He's going to ask you questions and
Hi. There's your latte. It's got a moon design on it.
Can you do me a favor? Can you actually describe blonde?
So blonde is different than our signature because it's not dark, obviously. It's a blonde roast. It's a little bit sweeter, so we're gonna put 1 less pump in there, just so it doesn't overpower it. It's creamier. It has a little bit more caffeine in it than the signature espresso, and yeah, that's blonde espresso.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
good job, Kelly.
Wow, that was.
All right, now we got to get back here and then hold on to this guy while we come around the
Very
mountain.
expensive GoPro. I don't think I've ever worn something this expensive before.
I don't know, you're pretty well off, kid. All right, can we see what James sees?
Ready?
From his heart.
Yes.
All right, come on in.
All right.
For you.
Yes.
So when should you dress the grind up in this trend? Before then 18 to 23 seconds or after?
Typically, you should do it after when it's out of the range. But if you want a better, more like perfect espresso shot, you could do it when it's at 18 or 23, 24 to get closer to that mid-range.
Okay, and once you adjust the grind, how many shots do you need to pull before it's out of the game?
Typically 2, but most people do 3 to get a better quality shot.
How many times do you run the automatic clean cycle on your Restrena and why?
The automatic cleaning cycle, 7 times for when we tab it. We put the cleaning tabs in to fully rinse out and get the
Do
tabs
you
out.
tab the machine 7 times a day?
No, we run it
Okay.
3 times a day, and it cycles 7 times. So when we run it,
So 3 times. Can you tell me why you run it 3 times a day?
to make sure that nothing builds up in between inside of the espresso, so it's always a full shot being pulled.
Thank you. And when cleaning the steam one, is it okay to soak it in the water to help with the cleaning process?
Yes, but it should typically be sanitized water or a water that has the tab in it.
Okay. And explain how the hopper assembly should be cleaned and stored daily.
So in the manual, it says once daily or 3 times. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, the hopper. I got confused. Yeah, that's the hopper.
I was like, I didn't do that with a couple
Yeah,
others, so
okay.
yeah.
So the hopper, you take it apart, put the extra beans in a bag, and then we do the 3 stages of the rinsing in the back with the hopper, and then fully rinse it. And after, you vacuum it to make sure all the grounds are out, and then wipe it with a sanitizer towel, dry towel, to make sure it's fully clean, and to put it back together.
And tell me, how do you wash it?
With the 3 different. I don't know, like the compartments in the sink, and then you can do the dishwasher too. for it. Some people do, some people
And then
don't.
do you fill it back up at nighttime?
No, you don't. You leave it empty until the next morning.
Cool. That's all I have. I'm gonna pass it off
Awesome.
to this Tay over here.
Taylor.
Hi, James. Remember when I trained you?
Yeah.
Well, now you're gonna train me.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
You're gonna train me like a new barista.
All right.
You're making a grande blonde vanilla latte.
This is blonde.
This is blonde.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, just so you know. And basically, you're just showing me all the steps. All right. So
Okay.
go through. Go ahead.
All right. So first, check if it's calibrated. So shots, it's at 16. So that's out of the range. So you would want to make it take longer. So you do finer, like that, and then clear that. You pull 3 sets of 2 to check to make sure it's calibrated. And the third one will be the correct calibration.
You gonna take notes? Is it gonna make you nervous?
Yeah, it makes me very nervous. It's like driving tests. They don't say anything. They just go like this and write down.
You are young.
Yeah, that was
Probably
like
just took a driving
last
test.
year.
Yeah.
Last
No, I was
year.
like, you remind me, maybe even younger than my oldest by now that you say that.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
17 and a half.
17 and a half.
17 and a half.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
So drive for a while, I guess. All right, there's 1. That's it, 18. Sometimes the espresso machine lies. Likes to do that to you.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with checking.
Yeah. Because Starbucks ensures the greatest quality in all beans.
So true. I love how you
There we
bring
go.
That's a
up.
quote I read online before I got hired.
See, I'm sure, right? You're just like dialing in all those like little points.
He's also trying to go for coffee master.
Yeah,
good for
I'm
you.
about halfway through my
Cool.
coffee passport.
Yes, that's awesome. Get
Yeah.
that passport in and get onto that journal.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It's
it is
like
fun.
stressful though.
That's cool though because you learn a lot about coffee.
Yeah, it's like actually really fascinating. I like it.
Well, and then you can actually like talk about coffee instead of just reading the back of the bag. So
Yeah,
it's
like, well, let me tell you.
Yeah. Especially when they start asking some trick questions.
And yeah, it's true. What does it pair with? Food.
Yeah, right. That's been my favorite thing as a coffee master is being able to realize the pairings. and what tastes
Yeah,
good.
isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Shannon brought in some Costa Rica stuff the other day. We paired it with a cookie bar. It was actually so
Nice.
delicious. I was
That
like,
sounds
I don't know, cookie bar.
You're like, yes, reason to eat the cookie bar. Alright.
All right, shots.
Cool.
You're doing it. They're doing
And
it.
20
Alright.
seconds. That's perfect. And just to check, 22 seconds actually. So that's like perfect.
Awesome.
All right, so blonde vanilla latte, grande. All right, so first off, standard for lattes is 2% milk. We're gonna take it, fill it to the third line, which is the grande line, in the pitcher. Get right there. Learned this recently. Put your milk away first, or else you'll get yelled at by everyone.
Uh-oh.
For the milk, when you steam your milk, you want to do it for about 3 seconds. Put it there. For your shots. Pump the vanilla. Alright, it's supposed to be 3 shots. Bring that lower so there's no bubbles. For the blonde, it's 1 less shot, so grande would be 4, but it's 3. For this, the milk, you can hold it out and get a better whirlpool effect to minimize the bubbles on top, just because it's not a standard coffee shop wand. Clean it.
So
Steam
you
it.
used to work in a coffee shop? Is that why you know that?
No, but I am fascinated with latte art, so
Nice.
many videos.
Cool.
He does very good latte.
Woo, let's see
Sometimes.
He's like his third week here. He was doing latte art.
it.
And then with the milk, you always want to swirl and tap to get those bubbles out.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it's not whole milk, so it's more difficult. The espresso, you can see, it kind of gathers at the top. You can tap it a little bit to get the bubbles out sometimes. The milk, swirl it, and you're gonna pour it. And I guess today we're doing abstract art
Alright.
to the side. And you know, it's really just this is actually the turkey. Yep, today we're doing the turkey actually.
In honor of
In
Thanksgiving.
honor of Thanksgiving. You know, right around the corner.
Beautiful. Alright, you want to hit
And-
it?
We're gonna hand it off to Steven so
Alright.
he can observe again.
So today we did the abstract turkey.
I see that. Very well,
Turkey. In honor of Thanksgiving, right around the corner.
Very cool, very cool. Natalia. Thank you. And tell me, can you can you describe one for me, please?
Yes, so the blonde espresso is like the signature espresso, except it is a light roast, so it isn't roasted as long as our normal espresso. It's also multi-regional, so it comes from Africa, Arabia, and Latin America, and it has some notes of what Starbucks advertises as subtly sweet and smooth, but also has a little bit of citrus from the Africa, Arabia region. It's not roasted as long. It doesn't have as much oil because it's not cooked as long, so it doesn't bring the oil out, unlike the signature espresso. And it is a lighter color bean too, since it isn't cooked as long. And that's the blonde espresso.
Very cool. Awesome job, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Here's the
James.
GoPro.
Go ahead and rinse that. Good. All right, come here, buddy. Lady Charlie is. Okay, you're gonna go to Stacy first.
Okay, hello.
All right, ready?
Sort of.
Well, let's start rinsing your machine. So I was going to ask you some more maintenance cleanliness questions.
Okay.
When should you adjust the grind on this trina? Should you do it at the 18 to 23 seconds or after it's outside of
When
that?
it's outside the range.
Okay. And then once you adjust the grind, how many shots do you need to pull before you'll see that
You
adjustment?
should pull 3 shots of 2.
And then how many times do you run the automatic cleaning cycle on your Mistrina and why?
We run it twice, once at night, once in the morning. Once in the morning to warm it up, and then once at night to clean it.
Okay. And why do you do that?
To clean it to like get all the coffee grounds out, so it's clean for the morning, and then in the morning to make sure the machine's calibrated properly.
Okay.
I believe.
And when cleaning the steam one, is it okay to soak it in water to help the cleaning process?
Yes.
All right. And explain how the hopper assembly should be cleaned and stored daily.
That I have no idea.
Okay. Well, thank you, Charlie. I appreciate it. I'm going to hand it off to Taylor. Here's your cup.
Oh yeah.
All right, now that
Hi.
we scared you with those questions.
I know, right?
We like to start off worse to bad. Okay, so don't
Yeah.
worry. Deep breath.
And it's
Now-
more of a friendly competition.
We're all having a good time. Your family's watching.
No pressure.
Unfortunately.
All right, no
pressure.
All right, so you are going to make me a grande blonde vanilla latte. This is blonde
Okay.
as for right now.
Okay.
So, and it's not a cup. You're going to show me as if I have no idea what I'm doing.
Okay.
Which is, not far off. So, go ahead.
Okay. So yeah. Somebody was a messy boy. Was it James? Okay. So we're gonna get our 2% milk because that's standard. And we're gonna pour it up to the grande line because we're making a grande coffee. Put our milk back in the fridge. And we're going to aerate for 2 to 3 seconds. Then we're gonna pull 2 shots out of vanilla. Okay. And 3 pumps because our blonde roast is sweeter, so it needs less pumps to overcome the flavor, the roasty flavor of the coffee.
Of our blonde.
Our blonde espresso. And then we're going to
I'm going to come on this side.
clean the wand and pull steam through it so it's nice and clean again. And then tap and swirl to get rid of any of our bubbles. We have nice microphones. And then we're going to pour it in. Whee! Oh, and get a dot. Woo! Beautiful.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. It's a spaceship.
A spaceship. Go ahead and tell them you're in trouble.
It's my spaceship.
I love it.
Thanks.
Very original.
It's my spaceship.
Mom and Dad want to inspect your work,
Thank you. We ran out of vanilla, so.
Awesome. Can you give me a picture? Can you describe one for me, please?
Blonde roast is our new espresso roast. It is roasted for less time than our traditional roast, so it's a little more acidic in my opinion. It's a little sweeter, and it has more caffeine because it's roasted for less time.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. Yay! Take this.